Hello, my name is Emike Oyemade, and this video is part of our premarital counseling class. This is almost the final class, and if you're listening to this video, it means that you may have missed some other classes. So if you are planning to get married and you would like to have a premarital counseling class, a premarital Christian counseling class, you can either DM me or send me a message so I can get it across to you so you can be part of the class. It is important that you get premarital counseling before you get married. However, this class is talking about post-marital counseling. Now, some people believe that once they get married, they don't need counseling anymore. Well, we know what to do, and so it's fine. Now, I don't disagree with you, but I believe that there could be some things that would happen in your marriage and you will need some external intervention. Now, that does not mean that it's every time that something happens that you need external intervention. As husband and wife newly married, you must make sure that you are constantly working towards solving your issues by yourself with the help of the Holy Spirit. Now, that does not mean that, well, your husband came back late last night and so you call your counselor or you call your pastor or you call your dad, your mom. However, if that becomes his habit after you have constantly tell him about his homecoming late, then you can call someone to say, well, this is what we are experiencing, and then so the issue can stop. But if there are issues you can handle yourself, well, you just handle it your own way. So do you need post-marital counseling? Yes. And I'll just mention the instances where you will need post-marital counseling so that as you go into marriage, you will know that you are not alone. I am of that class of people who believe that to have a perfect marriage or to have a seemingly perfect marriage, you don't know it all, so you constantly learn. And one of the ways you learn is you can learn from a counselor, you can learn from, a professional counselor, not just praying. While you have prayed, God can direct you to someone you can learn from. Now, the first circumstance you may need a post-marital counseling is if you are struggling with sex. If you were struggling with sex in your marriage, which is nothing new, it's not abnormal. When couples newly get married, they can have issues enjoying sex. And so if you're struggling with sex, well, the woman says, I don't like sex, and the man says, I'm not getting enough. It's okay to seek professional counseling. It's okay to read books, and so it will be helped. Now, I don't encourage couples to use pornography to improve their sex life. I don't do it, and so I don't think you should do it, because in the long run, pornography is something that God frowns out, so you shouldn't do it. Also, I believe that marital sex is an adventure. You're not going to do it the way someone else is going to do it. You're going to do it the way your partner likes it and the way it's enjoyable to the both of you. So it's an adventure. You discover yourself and you enjoy yourself the more. So you can seek post-marital counseling if you are struggling with enjoying sexual life. So you can just get from other people, from your professional counselor, how you can better improve your sex life. Another area you may need post-marital counseling is in the area of finances. Now, sex and money are two major areas in your marriage that you want to take seriously. So if you're constantly having money issues, finance issues, one person is a spendthrift, the other doesn't know, the other hoard money so much, and you want a person to come in and so the both of you can see things clearly, then you may need an external person to come in. In that area, you may need a counselor, a post-marital counseling. So you see, you don't get into marriage and believe you know it all, and so that's it. Now, The other area you may need post-marital counseling is in the area of in-laws and friends. So these are people who have been in your life before you got married, and they are likely going to want to remain in your life in the same position even now that you're married, and that may not really work because you are now loyal and committed to someone else. So you're gonna have friction. Now when you get to a point where both of you cannot amicably agree on what should occur, especially between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, or mother-in-law and son-in-law, you may want to look at a post-marital counseling to solve that issue. Instead of a daughter-in-law being in a sour relationship with a mother-in-law the rest of her life, you really don't need it. You may just go for a post-marital counseling, and then that will solve it. Now, another area you may need a post-marital counseling is in the area of career. And so couples get married, and then things begin to change very quickly, and one person believes that a certain career can accelerate their finances. Why that is fantastic, it must be something that is agreeable by the both of you. Now, but if you keep arguing back and forth and it's affecting the relationship, then you may seek post-marital counseling. Now, these 5 areas that I've mentioned are capable of tearing your marriage apart if they are not properly handled. So that's why you must seek post-marital counseling. If it gets to a point where two of you cannot amicably sit down and iron out issues.